There's a new update in A Desrt, including the Sandbox menu and score. And has this Sandbox menu appeared in A Desrt? Let's take a look. There is a driving score located near the play button. This score shows how many kilometers you have driven. Then, if you point your mouse at the leaderboard, it'll zoom in clearly on the leaderboard, which displays the top distances of players who are currently breaking the latest records in the top 10 driving distances. To access the Sandbox menu, click Play, select Create Lobby, check the box in the Sandbox, and press Create and Play. If the Sandbox has been activated by checking the Sandbox option in Create Lobby, you can open it by pressing the B key on your keyboard or by clicking the Sandbox button next to the settings. This will open the Sandbox menu. The purpose of the Sandbox menu is to spawn items and vehicles, but this is cheating. For example, you can spawn a gas can if your car runs out of gas. The thing is, there's an issue with the Sandbox feature that spawns gas cans. There aren't any settings for selecting the type of liquid, like oil, water, or gas. This is because the Sandbox menu is still a work in progress. If the gas can has spawned, it will automatically provide full liter of diesel fuel. Let's see what happens if we spawn an oil can. After spawning the oil can, it will automatically be filled with a full liter of oil. I looked for the gas drum, but it turns out this Sandbox feature does not include a search box to easily find an item by typing the name. Hopefully Dixmean can add a search box to the Sandbox menu. I found a gas drum called Big Can. So what happens if we spawn it? After spawning a big can, it will automatically fill with 30 liters of diesel. But if we spawn another big can, the big can will choose the liquid gas type, but it's random whether it chooses liquid gas or diesel. However, the water liquid does not appear in the big can or gas can. However, when selecting another gas can, it will automatically spawn the gas liquid. In summary, the gas can spawns diesel and gas, the oil can spawns oil, and the big can also spawns diesel and gas. However, to spawn the water liquid, you need to select the radiator. Once the radiator is spawned, it will automatically fills with water. Okay, let's take a look at the vehicle category in the Sandbox menu. So, the number of vehicle slots in the Sandbox menu is 1, which is the car. After spawning a car in the Sandbox menu, the car will appear, but some parts are missing, such as the doors, hood, and others. However, there is no bicycle available to spawn in the Sandbox menu, even though it should be possible to spawn a bicycle in Sandbox mode. So, the bicycle only appears near the garage. However, there is no bicycle option in the Sandbox menu. Hopefully, a bicycle menu can be added in the next update. However, you can only spawn the bicycle wheel item in the Sandbox items category. However, I think the body of the bicycle is not included in the Sandbox items menu. Okay, let's create the most overpowered car in Sandbox mode. Start with the electric engine. Then use a black or brown battery for higher capacity to prevent the electric engine from running out of battery. Next, adding 2 radiator fans to prevent the car from overheating too quickly. Okay, here we go. It's time to attach 2 radiator fans. Oops, I forgot to add the seat and the steering wheel. Okay, now it's time to attach the seat and steering wheel so the car can be driven. Okay, the seat and steering wheel have been attached, and now it's time to drive. I apologize for not attaching the roof, the RPM meter, and changing the car wheels, as it would take too much time. Okay, I was unable to drive up to the road due to the rough surface, so I used the sand route. So there is a bug in A Desrt. Some cars automatically turn left when using the electric engine. I am not sure whether this is a bug or not. Okay, it's time to drive on the road. The odometer reading after driving is 2 kilometers. I am wondering whether this driving score can be saved in Sandbox mode, as Sandbox is generally considered a form of cheating. It turns out that the driving score is not saved because Sandbox mode was enabled, and driving scores will not be recorded as it is considered cheating. I will play in normal mode without using Sandbox. The Sandbox mode icon is not visible near the settings. And can this driving score be saved after driving a certain distance without using Sandbox? Let's find out. Okay, I was hit while trying to avoid a building on the road. Let's check the odometer of this car. My odometer reading from driving the car is 6 kilometers. But has this driving score has been saved after exiting the game? It turns out that the driving score was successfully saved after exiting the game without using Sandbox mode. The recorded driving score is 6.2 kilometers, which matches my odometer. Okay, that's it for Sandbox mode and the driving score. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like the video, leave a comment, and see you next time.